Welcome to the Psychology and Physical Training channel. Have you ever stopped to ponder how we form impressions of others and manage the impressions we give off? It's a question that's as old as human interaction itself, and yet, it remains at the forefront of psychological investigation. Welcome to the world of impression formation and management, two psychological phenomena that affect every aspect of our social lives. In the grand tapestry of human interaction, impression formation is the process by which we construct an image or idea of someone based on the information we gather about them. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, where each piece of information, a smile, a gesture, a word, forms part of the bigger picture. This process is automatic and often unconscious, a testament to our brain's incredible capacity for social cognition. On the other hand, impression management is the art of controlling the image we project to others. It's about shaping our behavior, our speech, even our appearance to influence how we're perceived. It's the reason we dress up for an interview, rehearse a presentation, or keep our cool in a heated argument. Now, you might be wondering why these processes are so important. For starters, they're vital for social interaction. They help us navigate the complexities of human relationships, from forming friendships to avoiding conflicts. They also offer a window into human cognition, revealing how we perceive, interpret, and respond to social information. Historically, these concepts were viewed through the lens of behavioral psychology, focusing on observable actions and responses. But that's just one part of the story. Our understanding of impression formation and management has evolved, with modern cognitive psychology providing fresh insights into these intricate processes. So, ready to delve into the intricacies of impression formation and management? To explore how our brains piece together the social puzzle? To understand the subtle art of managing our social image? This is just the beginning of our journey, and there's so much more to discover. Now that we've set the stage, prepare to dive deeper into the modern cognitive approaches to these fascinating processes. Modern cognitive approaches to impression formation. So, what exactly are the modern cognitive approaches to impression formation? Well, the human mind is an intricate web of thoughts, ideas, and perceptions. When we meet someone new, our brains immediately kick into overdrive, piecing together this complex puzzle of information to form an impression of this new individual. But how exactly does this process work? Modern cognitive approaches to impression formation revolve around the use of cognitive schemas and categories. Think of these schemas as mental frameworks that help us organize and interpret information. They're like the shelves in a library, with each shelf representing a different category. When we encounter new information, we slot it into the appropriate shelf or category in our mental library. This categorization helps to simplify and streamline the process of impression formation. But where do these categories come from? They're shaped by our past experiences and existing knowledge. For example, if you've always had positive experiences with dogs, you might categorize a new dog you meet as friendly and approachable. On the other hand, if your past experiences with dogs have been negative, you might categorize the same dog as dangerous and threatening. In essence, we use our past experiences and existing knowledge as a lens to interpret new information. This lens is not static, but rather, it is dynamic and constantly evolving. As we gain new experiences and knowledge, our cognitive schemas and categories change and adapt. This continual adaptation allows us to refine and improve our impression formation process. Of course, this process is not flawless. Our impressions can be influenced by biases, stereotypes, and preconceived notions. However, by being aware of these potential pitfalls, we can strive to form more accurate and unbiased impressions. With this understanding of impression formation, we are ready to explore the other side of the coin: impression management. Modern cognitive approaches to impression management. How do we manage the impressions we give off? What are the modern cognitive approaches to impression management? Impression management, in a nutshell, is the conscious or subconscious process where individuals attempt to influence how they are perceived by others. This cognitive process is a fundamental part of social interactions, from professional settings to personal relationships. But how exactly do we navigate this intricate process? One of the primary cognitive approaches to impression management revolves around the concept of self-monitoring. High self-monitors are individuals who are highly attuned to social cues and adjust their behavior accordingly to create desired impressions. They are like social chameleons, adapting their expressions, attitudes, and even beliefs based on the situation and the people around them. On the other hand, low self-monitors are less concerned with how they are perceived by others. They maintain a consistent behavior across different social situations, guided more by their internal attitudes and beliefs, rather than external social cues. Another cognitive approach to impression management is the strategic use of impression management techniques. These techniques can be as subtle as adjusting our tone of voice or as deliberate as self-promotion. Take self-promotion, for instance. This is a technique where individuals showcase their skills and accomplishments to be seen in a positive light. It's the metaphorical peacock's tail, a display meant to impress. Ingratiation is another technique where individuals use flattery or conform to others' opinions to make themselves likable. Think of it as the social equivalent of a chameleon blending into its surroundings. Exemplification, on the other hand, involves demonstrating one's dedication or commitment to a cause, thereby creating an impression of integrity and deservingness. It's akin to a soldier standing at attention, embodying the values they stand for. These cognitive approaches and techniques are not mutually exclusive and are often used in combination to navigate the complex social landscape. Clearly, impression management is a complex, strategic process. But how effective are these techniques? That's a question we'll explore in the next scene. Stay tuned. Techniques of impression management. We have an arsenal of techniques at our disposal to manage impressions. But how do they work? Let's dive into the fascinating world of impression management techniques. First up is self-promotion. This technique is all about showcasing our best qualities and achievements. We present ourselves as competent and capable to influence others to see us in a positive light. It's like being our own PR manager, spinning every success story in our favor. Next, we have ingratiation. Here, we try to become more likable by complimenting or praising others, or by doing them favors. It's about appealing to others' emotions and desires for appreciation. Who doesn't like to be flattered or helped, right? Then there's exemplification. This technique involves demonstrating our moral integrity and dedication. We do this by going above and beyond in our actions, showing that we're not just talk, but we're also about action. The aim is to inspire admiration and respect, making others perceive us as virtuous and principled. Lastly, we have intimidation. This is the darker side of impression management. Here we project an image of power and threat to manipulate others' impressions of us. We aim to instill fear or awe, influencing others to yield to our wishes. These techniques are not mutually exclusive. In fact, we often use a combination of them depending on the situation and our objectives. Whether we're trying to impress a potential employer, charm a new acquaintance, or assert dominance in a group, these techniques can be our tools of influence. However, it's essential to remember that these techniques are not about deceiving or manipulating others unethically. They're about understanding the dynamics of social interaction and using that knowledge to present ourselves effectively. Remember, impression management is a two-way street. While we're busy managing others' impressions of us, they're doing the same. We're all performers and audience members in the grand theater of social life. These techniques might seem foolproof, but how accurate are our social perceptions? That's a question for the next scene. Stay tuned. Accuracy of social perception. We've learned how we form and manage impressions, but how accurate are our social perceptions? As we navigate the social world, we constantly form impressions of others. But it's crucial to question just how accurate these perceptions are. The answer, however, isn't as straightforward as we might like it to be. See, our social perceptions can often be influenced and sometimes distorted by our personal biases and stereotypes. Our brains, in an attempt to simplify the complex world around us, might categorize people based on certain known stereotypes. For instance, we may perceive someone as trustworthy just because they have a familiar accent. Or we might judge someone's intelligence based on their glasses. These biases and stereotypes, while they might offer a quick way to form impressions, can lead us away from the true picture. Another intriguing aspect of social perception is the role of non-verbal cues. Research suggests that we rely heavily on non-verbal cues like facial expressions, body language, and tone of voice when forming impressions. These cues can provide a wealth of information, often more than words themselves. For example, a warm smile can make us perceive someone as friendly, while a furrowed brow might suggest the opposite. However, it's worth noting that even these cues aren't foolproof. Non-verbal cues are open to interpretation and can sometimes be misleading. A person's nervousness might be mistaken for dishonesty, or someone's reserved nature might be misinterpreted as aloofness. So, where does this leave us? It highlights the importance of critical thinking and self-awareness in social interactions. It reminds us that our social perceptions, while useful, are not always accurate. It underscores the need to be aware of our biases, to question our stereotypes, and to be mindful of the complexities of nonverbal cues. Remember, our impressions and perceptions might not always reflect reality. Always question, always analyze. And if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe to the Psychology and Physical Training channel for more videos. Thanks for watching.